She says, is writing fiction permissible? Well, it depends. It is permissible to read and write novels and other literature, provided that the contents are in conformity with the Sharia and Islamic etiquette. Literatures which contain vulgarity and promotes immorality or glorifies that which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has forbidden are prohibited to write, to read, to distribute, or to propagate. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَلَا تَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْإِثْمِ وَالْعُدْوَانِ. And also when the person is writing an ethical novel or fiction, he should indicate that this is a fiction story, is not a fact. We have a reference, and Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, حَدِّثُوا عَنْ بَنِي إِسْرَائِيلَ وَلَا حَرَجْ. So he allowed us to narrate some of the wonders, the amazing stories of the Israelites. They have amazing stories, most of which we cannot confirm their authenticity and whether it happened or not. Such as the story of Isa alayhi salam with the Jew, with the Israelites who met him, and they traveled together, and the Israelites ate one loaf of bread, they were three, and he denied that he ate it. He saw wonders with Musa. Story is amazing. You can actually author a novel or a fiction story in the light of a story like that. Okay, as long as it does not promote immorality or anything that is haram, because as you know that in the Bible itself there are a lot of stories that promote immorality. Okay, so the person must adhere to the guidelines which we mentioned earlier, in compliance with the Sharia, indicate that it's a fiction story, it's not a fact, and also promotes morality, not the other way around. In this case, it becomes permissible. We are in need for story writers, novel writers, who write for our children, youth, and also adults, stories that would attract them to read and learn what will benefit them. Of course, that will explain to us that the novels which promote magic and sorcery, and you know what I mean, are absolutely forbidden. We have seen some of our youth, some children, a kid recently jumped off his building and he fell dead. He just was wearing the costume of Superman, and he was so much consumed with the story that he thought that he can fly. Okay, so he did it, and he did not go anywhere. He went down instead, and he died. So we have to come down to the land of reality and understand that some of these fiction stories are meant to distract us, make the person like these substances where the person becomes dependent on, addictive to it. He doesn't want to live the reality, rather he wants to live the fiction, that he can fly and he can do things, he's a Superman or a Batman or a hero, and in reality if somebody blows in him, he would fall apart. He's so weak, he's so fragile, he does not contribute anything to the community. Even if he sees a fight, he cannot support the weak or the oppressed. He is only living in dreams, and he likes to spend most of the time in bed with a dim light and reading those stories over and over and over. Read, meanwhile do sports. Do sports, not only watch sports, practice, and live a healthy life. Read what will benefit you. I found the best reading materials, wallahi, the seerah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the life of his companions, the stories of the prophets. You know, I asked some of the youth in the latest family retreat in the UK, how many times, who has the Harry Potter stories or novels or fiction? So some of them said that they have like many books, various issues. I said, how many times did you get to read? The maximum, the most number of times that you read any of these books? I said 3. And afterward, I already memorized the book. Okay? That doesn't apply to the Quran or the seerah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. There is some attraction in it that the more you read it, the more you're interested to read it again and again and again. Once you read the whole Quran, you're ready to start over. Once you reach its end, you're ready to start over and over and over, and you are in competition with yourself. Not only because of the reward that lies in reading the Quran, its words and letters, but also because it is the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so it sounds entirely different. The attraction lies in because it is Kalamullahi Azza wa Jal. Also the seerah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, unlimited number of lessons and benefits lie in reading and studying the seerah of the Prophet and the stories of the companions and the rightly guided khulafa and so on.